So with that out of the way, I know that we've been kind of like talking a bit about like things like on the questionnaire.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna pass it to you because I know that on like when I asked you what you want to work on, you said that you have a list too long to type out, but what you did provide me is that you want to achieve a deeper understanding of the game. You're able to adapt faster in other competitive games, but Melee is not really. One of my frustrations with this game's education is that we don't really have a lot of this information like really available to people. Like it's all very procedural. It's like the way we teach this game, I feel, is like very much here are your things, here's what you do, here's how you do them, go forth and prosper. But we don't really we don't really like look at the other character. Like we don't like to use chess as an analogy. We don't really look at the other person's side of the board all that much. So I think that it becomes very difficult. Like it becomes very easy to get lost in the learning process. So I want to this is where you come in, because I want to get a sense of like what do you think is missing from right now, and where do you think a good starting point would be for us to tackle this?
Yeah, that's a tough one. I guess.
Trust your gut. Your gut knows what's up.
Yeah, yeah. I guess I get like, I'm the worst with tunnel vision. Like you're saying, like I don't. Guess I don't pay too much attention to what my opponent's doing, rather than just trying to focus on what I'm doing in the situation. I'd say like a big reason for that is for a while I only played Melee to just like do movement on Yoshi's when I got bored.
I mean that's it. I mean that's fun as hell. So that valid.
Yeah. Yeah, but as a result of that, I definitely like developed a lot of bad habits, just from spending hours like wave landing on platforms, and so there's stuff that I do that I'd like to become more conscious of, to kind of be like, hold on, don't do that. That's gonna get you hit or put you in a disadvantageous situation.
Interesting. Okay, keep going.
Else? Yeah, sorry. Could you remind me what the question was?
So what do you think? So I think you already answered it. It's basically. So I asked you, what do you think is missing from your like awareness right now?
Yeah.
And you said what you basically said is just kind of like your tunnel vision. You kind of lock in on certain options. And what I want to clarify is, are you saying you lock in on the opponent, on specific options of the opponent, or specific options that you want to do?
Maybe
or both.
Specific options I want to do. I'm a very like trial and error based learning type of person, so I will just throw myself at a wall until I'm like, okay, so none of those options worked, and maybe next time I'll try this.
But how do you know that those options don't work? Like, how do you like? I know that we have like we have like the result, but like there's a lot of reasons why it could not have worked. How do we know that we haven't just? How do we know that it was the move and not like some other factor? Like maybe our fast fall wasn't because I feel that with that kind of trial and error based approach, you might arrive at some incorrect conclusions if you're you might be led down some very very restrictive pathways depending on what your level of understanding is, because as an example, Marth's Fair is incredibly good on shield. It is fantastically safe. But if you are missing your fast fall or timing your aerial early, you might conclude that move is not safe on shield. So that I wanted to know, do you have a process for that, or is it just kind of like we just kind of go off the vibes and are like, yeah, that was obviously bad, we don't do that.
Yeah, I mean, I guess to like visualize it, like in my head, in certain scenarios, like I don't necessarily see like the color green, but like the visuals on my screen will line up in a way where I'm like, okay, I know I can do this and it'll work. Whereas like sometimes, like I said, I'll swing a lot because I'm like, well, I'd say it's like more of a panic / impatience of like, wow, I really need to, like for instance, if I'm down, like I will hold inward towards my opponent a lot.
Okay, gotcha. So you'll be getting comboed or something. By like, say, we'll use Falcon for this. So like, we'll be like here, and we'll set ourselves to 30 or something, and you'll be getting comboed, and you're not sure what to do about it. Like, so if we do this, can we record? Alright, yeah, so that's good, and then record. So. Okay, so actually, yeah, cool. We're holding in. So holding in, and then playback. Cool. And now we'll just take control of him. Like, take control. So you'll like do this. You'll just keep holding in on the Falcon up airs, even though like you know you're not supposed to. Or do you know that you're not supposed to?
Well, I've actually recently I've gotten pretty good at DIing like what do you want to say, like down and in rather, or like to avoid going far out. But
okay.
Yeah, like I'll get hit by the first two and I'll be like, all right, let's stop that, and then hold out, and at that point it's like usually too late for me.
Gotcha. So like I would say that like what that tells me is that you have an awareness of what you're what some of the counterplay is, but you don't pick up on you don't recognize the situation fast enough. That's that's a very different problem though than like it's a very different problem though, because like that means that you're not tunnel visioning. You're just not not recognizing fast enough is like a different issue than not tunnel visioning though.
Yeah.
Like if you tunnel vision, like you're only like to me, tunnel visioning would be like there's no awareness of the fact that you're in this other situation. This is more of like you're aware that there's other situation. You even pick up on the cues. It's just there's ones before it that like there's cues before it that you don't catch. That would have been really important for you to have for like being able to defend in time.
Definitely.
Like, does that make sense, or do I sound crazy?
No, that makes sense. Definitely.
Okay, so with that in mind, do you have an idea of like where these things might come up in your play, or do you have any ideas on like where these tunnel vision options might come up in your play by chance?
Yeah, typically if I'm being like Falco's a good example. If I'm just getting absolutely hammered on by Falco, I just kind of like mind goes blank at that point. Like I'm like, all right, well, I'll just take the combo at this point and wait to see what happens after. When there's like absolutely a point in that combo where I could, act out of it or do something else, but I just don't recognize it because I've like accepted that, they have like an extremely oppressive offense, and I'm struggling to get away from that.
Okay.
Type of thing.
Gotcha. So here's what we're gonna do. I think that I would like to see some examples of you playing, and I think if you're up for it, I would actually like to watch you live. So have you used spectator mode before, like for online tournaments or anything like that?
I don't think I have, no.
Okay, so I'm going to give you a code. It's in the chat. And then I will show you on my screen so you can see what we're doing. So, you see this? This is what Slippy normally looks like.
Ooh.
Yep.
And it's showing the profile picture right now.
Click the profile picture.
Oh. There we go. Oh.
It's all
I was
good.
expecting to throw me in. Yeah.
Okay, so you can see?
Yes.
Perfect. So normally Slippy looks like this. What we're going to do is we're going to go here to spectate, open, click this. We're going to take that code I gave you, put it in here, and then this will light up so we can confirm, and then just start the game.
Sweet. All right, and then you said just hit play.
Mm-hmm. Perfect. And I'm just going to make sure that this is connected. We're going to do a quick check. So what we will do here is when the game opens, it'll probably have like it'll be in like unranked or ranked or something like that. Like it'll be in the online game, the online functions. We're going to hit B to go back. And then we're going to go pit back one more time. So it should have like the standard, kind of like the standard menu. We're going to go to like versus mode. Or like melee, like where it says melee and stuff. And then we just start the game. It's like, this is the mode we'd use if we were playing a tournament set in person. We're just going to grab any two characters, like yourself and any other character, and open the game in that mode with like, on any level.
Character.
Because like this should still broadcast to me when you're in like this mode. So then we can know if we're connected properly. Yep, Marth Falco on Battlefield. Wonderful. So we can quit out of here, or you can warm up a bit if you want. But yeah, we're going to dive in, and I think for this unranked probably is fine, because Yeah, unless you want to play ranked, but it's up to you.
I don't really mind either way, but I'll play. I'll
we
do
do
unranked.
unranked is I think that unranked is fine for this. Like we're just trying to get to know your playstyle.
Gotcha. All right, searching now.
Wonderful. What's your favorite move? What's your favorite move with Marth?
I love down air.
It's so sick.
I don't know why, but I love down air, and then
It's cool.
I do too. Like the sound of it, it's just satisfying, and also the dancing blade meteor spike.
Nice.
See AFK?
Nah. Alrighty. So we're fighting Ganondorf. What would you have if you had like how there's the undershoot, overshoot, whiff punish? I want you to like think about I want you to just like look at what he's doing when you're fighting him and think about like which ones he's good at. Like just like at the end of we're gonna play this guy at least for this game. Hopefully he gives us a full game, and like afterwards I want to know which one of like those three he's good at. Like overshoot, undershoot, whiff punish, because every character is good at least one.
I'm trying not to overthink it now.
No, don't think about the answer. Like, don't think about the answer and try to study him. Just play normally and just like keep that in the back of your mind.
Oh,
it's all good. Don't worry. No, everyone SDs. It's just a friendly.
That's true.
Mm-hmm. Besides, you're also like doing, you're also like have another thing in the back of your mind a little bit, which is understandable.
That's true.
Nice back air. I like that one.
Ah.
Ooh, that was a pivot, I think. Fancy.
I do enjoy a pivot.
I noticed you don't really dash dance.
I don't, because I get lost in the dash dance, and then I end up getting eaten for it.
Okay, but it's like the best movement Marth has, though. Like,
That's true.
Why don't you try doing them like more slowly? Like just tap. Like, are you on stick or box?
Oh, I'm on stick.
Okay, that's fine. So try tapping that. Try doing like taps with it. So like we just tap it one direction and then like exactly. See how like you can just kind of like vary the spacing?
Yeah, kind of like I don't know. I'm decent at foxtrotting for sure.
Yeah, like that's exactly that is what we are doing. We're using trots to like have like more control over them because they're slower at the end. But like we don't always need the speed of dash dance, like the speed of a fast dash dance. Those are important like when we're closer to the opponent. Like here, this would be a good spot for it. But like when you're further away, like we don't have to.
He loves going for dare.
I mean, dare is fun.
Oh.
Nice, got his jump.
I'm pretty good at recognizing like where the jump's gonna come from.
Mm-hmm.
Which I do enjoy. But, yeah, I just, oh, hi, Ganon. I will say, I feel like my biggest strength with this game, though, is my ability to maintain my mental. Like, I really don't get tilted at video games that often, which I like, but I feel like at the same time, oh, no. At the same time,
I see the logic there. So you're thinking that he's gonna like see that you've used your resources, and then like he's gonna go into you with the rollout, right?
Yeah.
Right. But here's the thing, he doesn't have to do that because you can charge rollout forever. So the better thing is to just bait him back and like challenge his space and like bait him back. One thing I'm noticing with how you do your aerials, I don't like see you fast fall a lot of them, and I think it's because of hit lag. So what I would say here is try to like, if you're doing your aerial going up, remember that you're going to be doing the fast fall like if you're doing the aerial going up, you're going to probably be doing the aerial like the fast fall after hit lag. And if you're doing the aerial coming down, try to just like have the attack coming out before like and fast falling before hit lag happens. Because that way,
Okay.
because that's like way more consistent.
Yeah. I definitely that's one thing that I definitely need to work on as well is my L cancels.
Okay.
And then not only that, but like understanding hit lag and when I can act.
So we can those two you tend to learn together because they're very closely related. So what I'm gonna have you do after this game is I'm actually gonna show you some methods for getting your L cancel for doing your L cancels a little bit more with more consistency and ease in like these
No.
Yeah. So instead
also
of
counter too much.
so instead of counter there, what I would suggest doing, instead of counter, just like you're landing like right in when she's in range of tip or forward smash. Try to land with her in tip or forward smash range, and then either shield or forward smash. Just like randomly pick between the two.
I was hoping to drift back. Come here.
We don't want to hope. We never want to play because we're hoping the opponent's going to do something. It's okay if we cover that option, but we want in general hoping is how bad things happen.
True.
Okay.
Come here.
So one thing about dash dancing, remember you can jump out of it. So you So you don't have to just commit to your ground game. You can also use it as a jumping off point for your aerials. You can also break it up with shield, or wave dash back out of it, or wave dash forward to gain access to your ground moves. So if you want to do up tilt or something, or forward smash, you could wave dash back.
Yeah.
Or wave dash forward, or yeah, lots of things. I like the shield there, light shield, so that she pushes you onto light shield a bit closer to the edge, so then she pushes you onto it.
That's one thing I severely underutilize is light shield for sure.
It's okay. You say it. I feel like you're being very critical of yourself. We don't have it's not it's okay. What does the severely add? Why not just I underutilize light shield, or I don't use light shield enough?
That's fair. That's fair. I do. I am extremely critical of myself for sure. I've got a lot of OCD, so when I mess up, sometimes to me I'm like, wow, that looks so stupid, but I don't actually think that, if that makes sense. Oh, that was supposed to be a tilt.
I get what you're saying, but I would also make the case that how we talk to ourselves and the language we used matters, because it is I know that your mentality seems quite good, so maybe this isn't as big a deal for you, and that's fair, but and that could be the case. Just keep holding block. There we go.
Nice, nice.
F smash.
F smash.
Yeah, try it. No, just so do you know how to run cancel? Running crouch.
Run down. Yeah.
Yeah, and so what he keeps doing is he keeps jumping over your down tilt when you're running down tilt. So instead of running F smash.
Oh.
So let's hopefully he gives us another one. Actually, no, let's do we'll fight him one more time. And yeah, let's try to instead of going forward so much, let's try to play in, let's try to go forward in more controlled movement. So jump forward a little bit, not a lot. Yeah, there you go.
Gotcha.
Yeah, and and if you do jump forward a little bit too much, use your double jump and drift back, use wavelands, use other things to kind of get the right distance. But the idea here is we're trying to just keep Jigglypuff in a good horizontal, in a good range where we can bully her with our fair. We want to hit her with fair a lot.
Hit her with fair a lot.
Yeah, remember, fair hits pretty high up in the air too, so if she's above you,
Oh, true.
it hits at about a 45-degree angle in front of, above and in front of Marth. When it first comes out. No, you can edge guard her.
Sorry, I was thinking.
That's okay. What were you thinking about?
Just Uh, the boxes earlier.
Yeah.
Well, you were talking with your example with Cody and HBox.
Ah, so how do we apply? So what, are you trying to figure out how to apply the boxes here?
Yes.
Ah, go jump higher. Like jump higher and come down on top of, like use your double jump and like use the platforms for wavelands and stuff and like come on down at diagonals. See what I mean? She's now like backing off more.
I was expecting to get rested. Oh no.
Nice. Go to top platform. When she, yeah, there you go. Because you see how she's slow in the moving vertically? So that's why we go there.
Yeah. So you were saying, like, how to approach again?
Double jump, use your short hop and use your double jump, and also like fall off the platform with fair, or like wave dash off, like waveland off. Like basically the idea is that we're coming down, like we're going above her and then coming down quick, like a diagonal quickly.
At a diagonal quickly.
Yeah, or just be below her. He's letting you get under her. There's nothing wrong with playing below her.
If I can up tilt, I'll take it. That was supposed to be a tilt as well.
Huh. But how do you feel about like what the interactions you're having? Like, do they make more sense or?
Yeah, definitely. And I always I wouldn't say I'm like a slow learner, but I like to be thorough, and it always takes me a while to like really think about what I'm doing and apply it, which is with anything, you know, when you're learning. But no, definitely, I'm gonna have to read a lot of what you sent earlier as well.
Yeah, you look very in control here. They like, this guy likes to pound to like get out of the corner, by the way.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah, see how like it hits like in an area, like at that like 7-9 zone, like when you fall down, when you fall past her like that. That's like that's what the idea.
I should have smashed a little
Down
sooner
tilts.
there.
Down tilts. Spam them. Yeah. So we want to like prevent her from being able to grab the edge there, basically. So we just want to keep hitting her. Nice.
Not mean a tournament winner there, but I'll take it. Don't get me, don't get me.
Alrighty. So, let's have... Okay, so clearly character control is going to be something we want to, like, improve. So, let's open Uncle... Like, do me a favor, open Uncle Punch, or Tournament Edition, whatever they're calling it these days, and share your screen with me, because I will... Yeah, I want to... Yeah, we'll
quit out of Flippy?
Yeah.
Sweet. Punch. I know, I miss 20XX for the skins.
Yeah, I remember 20XX. I do think that Uncle Punch is more user-friendly, though. Like, I really like Uncle Punch. Okay, so you got this version. That's fine. Let's hit L. Let's turn some of these on. So I'm thinking that we want to do... Actually, for this, we don't actually need these. We'll come back to these. Let's go to L cancel training. And then we're going to grab Marth, and we're going to turn a target on. We're going to go to Battlefield and turn a target on.
Battlefield...
Yep, and then pause target on. There you go. Stationary is fine.
Cool.
And then what I would say here is, so we're going to, so let's just focus on Marth for a moment. So I want you to, everything with, with L cancels, the first thing that we want to make sure that we have down is our jump timing. Which, in other words, making sure that we're jumping the way we want to initiate, the, to begin the aerial that we're going to be doing. So, show me a, do a short hop, tipped fair on the barrel. You want? Try to do the fair, like, but descending. Okay, so fast fall frame 12. So you see how it says fast fall frame, like, the fast fall is really late. Like, it's around 16 frames. Try to get that down to as close to, like, try to get that down as, like, a little bit more each time. So what we want that to be 1 eventually, but the goal here is just to, like, shrink it, okay? So that means doing it a little bit sooner, like, each time.
Mm.
So remember, if it says fast fall 7 frames or 8 frames, that means that there were 7, like, fast fall 8 frame means there were 7 frames sooner, or about a 1/6 of a second, like a 1/10 of a second sooner that we could have done the fast fall.
Okay. And so I'm having difficulty seeing, like, when to start the fast fall, I guess. Like, where in that action should I start to initiate the fast fall? Like, as I'm coming down?
So it's right. So it's at the peak of your jump that you can do it.
Oh, okay.
There you go. So then what I would say is, are you using C stick, or are you doing A button for the aerial?
I am a C stick aerial guy.
Perfect. So what I would say is, the fair comes out. There's a 3 frame buffer, that you can use for a fast fall. So here, like, try it out. Like, just a short hop. We don't have to aerial. Just short hop. Just short hop fast fall, and you can see, like, there's kind of like a range with it, where you'll get it. So, like, the idea here is, because that range is less time, like, you want your fair to be out on the way down a lot of the time. So what I would say here is, as soon as the fast fall is input, that's when you input your fair.
Okay.
So try that out.
Oh.
So we want to get the fast fall a little bit sooner, because, like, yeah, remember, the fair, it comes after the fast fall. Fast fall comes first.
Right.
It's probably good.
I'm used to doing the
You got one. You got that one. Or you could even do them together. Like, they're really. It's very tight. But, like, the whole idea here is that, like, the fast fall is the one we want to focus on for now.
Yeah.
So, like, you see how much more efficient these are, right?
Wow. Yeah. I had my my order backwards. I would start the fair and then initiate the fast fall after I got the hit, usually.
Gotcha. Yeah, so what I would say about moves like fair is you can do your fair a frame before the fast fall, and it will work. So if you want to try it that way, that's good. What I would say on that is, try to time your L cancel. If you're going to do that, though, or any of this, try to time your L cancel for when you hit the barrel.
Okay, yeah.
Isn't that cool?
I enjoy that, yeah.
Like, that was a bunch of them. So, like, the reason this works is that during hit lag, i.e., like, the freeze frames that happen where we can smash DI and stuff, if you L cancel during that window, the L cancel is carried forward throughout every remaining frame of hit lag that happens thereafter. L cancels.
That is good knowledge.
Yeah. So, and L cancels don't have lockouts on them. Like, assuming you do a soft press, like using Z or like just an analog press on a trigger, they do not have a lockout the way that, like, Tex and stuff do. So you can just kind of do it. Like, you can do it, and it will be very consistent. Now, this doesn't work if you're going up in your jump, or if you're hitting at the peak of your jump, because the hit lag frames there will probably be more than 7 frames when you're coming down from that point. So you might have to do an L cancel, like, manually. So try that, actually. Try doing, like, a short hop back, like, turn around and do a short hop rising back air, and then and then we'll fast fall L cancel this. Yeah, so you're getting the hang, but you see how it's different, right? Because it's like it's more about, like, with this one, I'd say it's more about, like, as soon as you fast fall, then you L cancel. Like, once you get the fast fall, then you can. See what I mean?
Yeah.
Because, like, the whole idea, like, this is why fast falling is so important for L canceling, because what the fast fall does is it is shrinking the window that we spend airborne in a way that makes the L cancel work consistently.
That's helpful. That's helpful.
Yeah.
Because I feel like I land a lot, and there are definitely like frames where I could be acting, but Marth is just kind of stuck. And then I go to perform the action as if I've hit the L cancel, and end up like, I don't know, just stranded basically.
Yeah. On a scale of 1 to 10, how comfortable do you think you would be trying this, like, without learning anything else here? How comfortable do you think you would be trying to apply that into your matches, into some matches in Unranked?
I'd be cool with it, yeah.
Hell yeah. Let's do it then.
Right,
so
sweet.
I will hit stop watching, and what we will do is exit full screen. Actually, wait. Is your internet good enough to, like, just broadcast, or should we use spectator mode? Like,
I can broadcast, yeah. I'm plugged in. I'm wired in, and I think I have like 400 up, 400 down. So
oh shit,
no one's
yeah.
home right now.
Oh shit, you've got fiber. Okay, yeah, never mind then. Yeah. So like, what I'll ask is share your screen, like share Slippy through Discord here, so we don't have to keep like disconnecting, reconnecting, like all that stuff. And yeah, like once that's up, and then yeah, we'll just pop in and do some Unranked. Because I think that I think we have to, like, stick our landings first before we're really able to, like, work on our follow-throughs out of that.
Yeah.
So this is, like, this is one of the building blocks for Marth. Yeah. With me here, we can kind of troubleshoot in real time a bit.
That's awesome. That's a huge perk.
Right? That's what I'm here for.
Danny.
Okay, so... just like what I'd say is like don't worry too much about getting it if you get it wrong. The whole idea here, remember, this is a new skill that we're basically learning like today, like, or a new way of doing something that we're learning today. So like you can give yourself a little grace and yeah, like just do your best. I can already see though, like you look more confident.
I feel alright playing against Mario too. I like this matchup.
When he's above you like that, like above and in front of you, fair, not up, not fair, not nair. Remember, nair is like kind of like slanted down, fair hits above you. Nice. Like nair is good when the opponent's like is doing short hop stuff, because it kind of like cuts into that like short hop space. Like it's really good versus Fox. It's really good versus like Mario, Dr. Mario. Can be good versus Sheik. It's a little bit more like it takes a little bit more to make that one work. But yeah, like Captain Falcon, it's amazing against. But yeah, like it's not where it's not good is against characters like Peach. That's where it kind of like struggles. Yeah, you see how high that hit?
That's nuts.
I think it's like very close to the same vertical range as your Shield Breaker. So like if you need like a general reference point, it's like about where Shield Breaker. It's like slightly lower than where Shield Breaker starts, but like very slightly.
Sorry, Mario.
What do you think? Oh, by the way, what do you think Ganon's good at for like the triangle? Like overshoot.
Ganon?
Overshoot, undershoot, whiff punish. Which one do you think he's good at?
I think Ganon's a whiff punish kind of Andy.
Okay. Not what I would, and that's not what I would have said, but I can be convinced. Why do you think he's a whiff punisher?
I feel like because his, like, aside from his up air, his aerials are kind of slow, so it's advantageous for him to like double jump, like hold on his double jump, delay it, wait for his opponent to do something, and then kind of come down on them in their lag.
That makes sense. So I see what you're saying, and I would say that makes sense if he's in disadvantage. Like, when he's in disadvantage, I will agree that he uses whiff punishing, like, a lot more than other characters. I would have said undershooting. Because his moves...
Okay, yeah.
Because his moves are huge. Like, I think he's actually, like, kind of poor overall at, like, whiff punishing in neutral. Because he's slow, and his jump squat is high, and his double jump doesn't move him far. I think that he uses whiff punishing more as like a thing in disadvantaged, as like a last resort. But I think that if he had everything his way, he would just be like fairing into forward tilt or jab, or like back airing in place or up airing in place like all the time.
Yeah.
I think Ganondorf is like an interesting case, because I think he's like one of the mid tiers who like actually scores quite high on the thing he's good at and kind of low on the other two, at least from a neutral standpoint. But then like he does so much damage that it kind of works out in the end, you know?
No, he hits like a truck.
Yeah, which is like an important reminder that like these trees are not everything. Like. While they explain some of the picture, they don't explain all of it.
Right.
I see you're using your dash dance more. This is good. Try to jump cancel grab out of it. And remember, there will be it will be a little bit more time when you're doing if you're turning around when you start the dash. So like if you're dashing to the left and then you're going to the right with like turn, dash, jump, cancel, grab, the turn and dash takes 2 frames before you can jump, cancel, grab. Whereas if you're starting and going forward, it takes 1 frame because there's no turn.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, have you ever had your jump, cancel, grabs turn into dash grabs? That's often what the case is.
I can fair those, right?
Yeah, you can.
Excuse me.
So in that one, you do the nair. I like that. That was good because you like you popped him up for an edge guard, and then you like executed it. Your shield breaker is transcendent. It's like Falco's laser. It kind of has the same like properties as Falco laser. It will not. Shield breaker will not stop the eggs. Your other moves that are not neutral B or side B will stop the eggs.
Okay.
See, like we went, like you see how like you went forward like super far with like max momentum forward with that like short hop, and like he just kind of like was able to punish you. Like that's the name of the game with Marth usually is that you don't want to go all the way in with anything, like unless you're like really, really, really confident. Because again, like his whole thing is that he's so powerful in mid-range positions. Yeah, see, like, you see how you, like, stopped and now you have all this stage control and, like, he's trying to get away from you, but you're still on his ass? Like, this is what makes Marth special. Like, this is a huge part of what makes him good. Because, like, it's the implication of, like, the fact that the sword could be there that makes him powerful. Because, like, you don't want to swing all the time, because then you just wind up, like, you know, as you've experienced, you wind up getting punished because you're, like, swinging when you're out of position. But if you're taking the care to, like, swing sometimes and then getting into position on a lot of the other ones, then what happens? Like, the opponent has to kind of, like, bait, or, like, they can't beat Marth's sword head on, so they have to, like, bait or try to bum rush you or set a projectile or something. They have to do something about it. So then you can then capitalize on it.
Oh no, egg.
Hell yeah.
Game.
How does this feel compared to when you normally play? How does this feeling?
It feels like I'm more conscious of the decisions that I'm making for sure.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm excited to be able to like just work on it in general.
Yeah. That sounds so positive. This is like a positive experience.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Hell yeah. That's what it... I'm very pleased. I do think I am good at what I do, but I do also think that I get good learners.
Yeah. The way you explain things is very, very easy to digest and, like, process. Like, some people are just good teachers, you know? And, definitely,
Yeah?
Sorry, I'm constant.
Yeah.
The way that you, like, translate it into... And the way you ask questions, too. The follow-up questions are phenomenal.
Oh, do you teach?
I've had... No.
Okay.
I wish.
I was curious.
Are you, like... Do you teach outside of, like, doing coaching stuff?
Well, this is my 9 to 5, so yeah, this is, like, what I do.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it wasn't, like, I wasn't even sure I was going to be able to do this, but, yeah, well, like, because I was working as, like, a manager for, like, at like, a call center for, like, for American Express, and, like, it was fine. It was, like, a good gig. It was a good gig. Like, they didn't pay great, but the benefits, like, they paid, like, a little bit less than I would have hoped, but, like, the benefits were really good. So, like, it's one of those things where it's, like, the amount that you wind up saving on other things kind of makes it worth it. So it's well, no, not kind of. Like, they were genuinely very good perks. But it reached a point where I was like, I hated what I was doing and I just didn't want to go in anymore. And then my husband basically said, like, yeah, if you want to give this a whirl, like, this is this is something you've talked about and kind of, like, dreamed, like, mentioned that you'd like to try. Like, I'm cool with that. And I was like, I might not be able to financially contribute for a while. And he's like, we will plan for that then. So we did. And then, yeah, now it's my job.
Hell yeah.
I got lucky.
Oh, that's amazing.
I happened to get be very fortunate, though. Yeah.
I was gonna say, I'm in a position right now where, like, I get that, like, my benefits at my job they're so good. The pay's not great, but like, I'm type 1 diabetic and have a few other chronic illnesses, so I'm trying, like, benefits are, I've got $0 deductible, like, just really good.
Huge. Super huge.
Really good $5 copays, so, like, my insulin and stuff is very cheap.
Yeah, like, damn. Because, yeah, like, I've heard horror stories about American healthcare, so, like, I can totally see how, like, that sounds, like, really, really, really above what I would expect. Or what I've, like, heard about. So, like, that's, honestly, good benefits. Good benefits are, like, sometimes you need them.
Definitely. Yeah, I'm the shop steward for our union, actually. And I was like, we need phenomenal benefits, and the union we picked, they just had a good track record of having a lot of members, and I was like, that'll keep our premiums low, so...
That's so sick.
My company pays for my healthcare, and I just have to pay my union dues, so I'm like, yeah.
Hell yeah. All right, so let's don't talk. Like, I can see you're getting the hang of this. Let's fight somebody else.
Sweet. Yeah.
So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna start with some basic attack forms. So the three we're gonna be using are gonna be fair into, like, short hop fair into down tilt, short hop fair into dash back, and short hop fair into. I'll let you pick. I'll let you decide what you want the third one to be. Short hop fair into forward. Actually, short hop fair into, like, dash down. Short hop fair into, like, dash back. Short hop fair into down tilt. Short hop fair into, let's say, forward smash. Or, like, another attack. Like, another aggressive attack. Like, maybe dash attack or something. And this is a good matchup for this because we have a Marth Ditto.
Oh.
Okay, cool. So you see that how, like, that there was you got the fair, you got the down tilt, and he was ASDIing down. So what that tells us is that he's at least aware enough to, he held down when he got hit by a weak move. So we have to be like, that is something we can take into consideration. So we might want to there's a few ways we can tackle that. One is to space a little bit further back, so it's harder for him to get that counter hit grab. Another one is to, like, just do, like, a move that is good versus ASDI down if we're feeling more like a call out. So that could be like fair into grab, for example. That could also be, like, fair into, like, forward smash. Yeah, it's really up to you how you go about solving it, but I'd say fair F smash, and I like fair F smash personally, but I think that fair grab is generally better. I just like to hit people with big move.
Yeah, I like fair F smash. Like, that gets me a lot of mileage, especially because I'm, like, silver.
Well, no, I mean, like, it works. It works up to, like, okay, this is something I'm gonna try to, like, get us to, like, not do. So just because you're silver does not mean that the things that you are doing do not work in some capacity at higher levels. So, like, like, maybe you need to do them more tightly. Maybe there's a little bit more involved with setting them up. That could all be possible, but it's not like fair forward smash suddenly stops being a good move or, like, a good attack combination when you're playing at Zane's level. It's like if that were true, how do you explain Kadoran? Like, yeah.
I guess I communicated that poorly. But Yeah, I also am not of like the impression that your Slippy rank dictates your skill level necessarily, because I mean, people can be good but also have like bad internet and lose a game or um, anything with points really. People will do anything to get their points, basically.
Some people will be somewhat unscrupulous for sure. Like I think like the thing is like it's also like how many games like especially with elo systems, like they do reward you for just playing more. So like somebody who's gotten to like say like silver, like someone who's gotten to like diamond 2 because they played like 1,000 games versus somebody who got there maybe to diamond 1 but has played like 7. I think that the person who got there in 7 is like they're probably the better player. Put it that way.
Right.
Because they have
Absolutely.
to have probably like a 7-0 record to do that, whereas the person in like who got there with like 700 probably could have probably like a 45% win rate realistically.
Oh, I have smashed the wrong way.
That's okay. We'll get him next time. There will be another chance to F smash this fool.
Ooh.
Maybe not this game.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, that was a good spike from him. In spite of me.
Yeah, definitely. That was he snuck it in there.
Yeah. So let's also we might in addition to the aerial, let's also we can also dash dance dash dance to set up the aerial. So we don't have to go in at the same timing. We can vary how we do it. So we want to play in that with that space, that idea of we can decide when we go in, we can decide how we go in.
I keep trying to fast fall my short hop. Oh!
So one of the things about empty short hops is that they're really good for reactions points. They make a really good reaction point if you don't fast fall them. Says you can kind of if you don't fast fall them right away rather, because you can just kind of waft in the air and then with this with access to giant moves on either side of you or above you, and just kind of decide what you want to do based on that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. We just hit each other with back air at the same time. That was neat.
Yep. So air to air, and air to as soon as an aerial's involved in an exchange, unless there's a special involved too, they don't really have a clanking system, because air to air aerial versus ground move and aerial versus air move is just decided by who makes contact with a with the hitbox first with a hurt box first, and if you make contact at the same time, you both get hit. This is part of why Marth is so powerful, because think about knowing with that, really the utility of a disjoint is that it means that you're having really disjointed moves really means that air to air and air to ground is going to be really favorable for you, because it's so easy for you to make contact with them without them making contact with you with their attacks. So that's why so much of what he does is just putting them in the air and just kind of working from there. It is why he has the most powerful natural advantage states. But he's kind of balanced by not having great direct kill methods. So Marth is very difficult. I think Marth has a very interesting path to elite level play, in that he's kind of difficult to play at lower levels. But he's kind of easy, but then gets hard quickly, and then becomes and then eventually once you get once you get to certain levels, then he kind of gets better again. But it's not easy. I think there's a lot of finesse that goes into Marth.
Definitely, because at a glance, his moves is F smash just seems so good to just throw out over and over, especially when you're just learning the character, getting used to the character. I definitely get that.
Yeah, you're picking.
I like how bare bones Marth is too.
There's something kind of beautiful about his simplicity, right?
Elegant, yeah.
Yeah, elegant's a good word for it. That's kind of what drew me to Sheik, actually, because I think that Sheik, Marth, and Falcon are all kind of they all kind of have that in common, in that their designs are very simple and straightforward. But they're I think that's what's cool about those three is that I kind of view them as being like of the same like kind of like style of top tier, if that makes sense. So like
Yeah.
they're all like very fair characters in the sense that like what they do, they don't have like an I win button for neutral the way that like Falco does, like the way that Falco and like Fox do with like full hop with their laser and full hop. Like it's not, they don't really have a way to just like instantly and just like take advantage in the same way that like in the same way the Spaceys do. I feel like they're on the rock paper scissors, like the positional rock paper scissors system. I feel like they're good at like all three of them, but there's one that they're exceptionally good at. So for Marth, I think it's whiff punishing. For Sheik, it's undershoots, and for Falcon, it's overshoots. So it's like they all have like one that they're like super crazy at. I think for the space animals and Puff, they're a little bit different because they have two that they're crazy at. But they have one that they'd rather not do if they can avoid it. Like they can do it, but they'd like rather not. So for Falco, his undershoots and overshoots are crazy because the laser. What is the laser if not like an undershoot that is also an overshoot? And then like, but he's slow and kind of like clunky. So like whiff punishing is actually really hard for him. Like, he can do it, but it usually takes, like, he usually has to jump. Like, he has to do an air version, and, like, a lot of it is very, like, you know, it's not always, like, super easy to do it. So, as we're going to add another mix-up to our play. So, we've been initiating with our fair mainly. We're going to now also add to our dash dance, just dash dance grab. As, like, an alternative.
Dance grab, yeah.
Because now we can, like, and then if he jumps or, like, tries to avoid our grab in some way, then we can, like, tackle it. See what I mean?
Oh! It always surprises me when up tilt misses.
Yeah, honestly though, like just try doing another thing. Like just go for it again. I'm not saying it'll always work, but it will be useful to learn when it does and doesn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, you already look way better.
I appreciate it.
I mean, do you feel better?
Like mentally, I can't really tell in my gameplay at the moment, just because I don't really know. But I definitely feel like more confident in my head about the things that I already need to that I want to actively work on going forward, and
that's super valuable then. Like that's like super key. After this game, let's figure out how we're going to do our key takeaways. So during that time, we're going to talk about what we learned, and we're going to decide on like any steps, like any practice steps or things that we want to incorporate, what we want to flag, so that you can stay on top of this and really integrate this. So
shoot, my bad.
I'll let it slide this. I won't make you quit out this one time. You can finish. You can play your last friendly with the Roy. But yeah, next. But this is the last one. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Sounds good.
Yeah, I meant to hit escape or Z rather, and then my thumb hit start.
You know those. I was gonna say, you know, those buttons are right next to each other on the controller. Like, I'm kidding. Like, I believe you. But yeah, let's debrief and kind of go over things. So
yeah.
Sort of takeaways. I'll start the list here. But what is something that you learned today that you're excited to take going forward, that you really want to make part of like your gameplay?
Definitely what you were talking about with the triangles of the how and the what, applying that to the gameplay and being able to visualize like how my opponent's utilizing that, what part of the triangle they fall under for their character, and then how I can utilize like the tools that we worked on today, where like that would be stuff that I normally wouldn't actively think about in a lot of cases. So
what would be an example?
It gives me just options to think about, like with the fair dash back, and then incorporate that with like the dash dance grab. Like that definitely could use those two together.
Yeah. So
attack that would be,
So attack patterns. So basically, let's start with. So the positional triangle, undershoot, overshoot, like beats undershoot beats overshoot, which beats with punish, which beats undershoot. So I'm gonna just as I continue to to explore this concept. Bracket. Feel free to ask questions either here or in the mountaintop chat. And see what characters and see if you see if you can identify what characters are good at what things. And I'll say, and as a short-term goal, try to build an understanding of what characters are good at what. Yeah, so try to build an understanding of what characters are good at what things. Bracket and for bonus points. Why?
Yeah.
So that's I think this makes sense for a first one. So then the next one is we'll call it. I'm thinking attacks it's kind of like attack patterns. So attack pattern sequencing, or building attack patterns. Yeah,
building attack patterns that aren't as predictable. Yeah.
Well, so the thing, so it's not so much well, okay. So this is an interesting question. So do you think that predictable is bad?
I don't think predictable is necessarily bad, but for myself as a player, I'll fall into a pattern that becomes predictable. And for instance, my opponent may be better at recognizing that I am falling into that pattern before I do necessarily. So. Okay. Got it. I don't think it's bad, but because with predictability, you can always throw in a mix-up, and that always leaves an option there.
Okay. Perfect. So this is wonderful. So you nailed it. So it's not so much that we looked at a basic neutral game attack pattern today, which was fair into either into D-tilt, dash back, or some kind of advancing attack, or some kind of advancing attack like dash attack. And what I want to point out here is this is down tilt, dash back, and dash attack. They're all parts of that triangle, right? So the down tilt's the undershoot, the dash back is the whiff punish setup, and then finally you have dash attack or F smash or something with more range than the fair itself, that's high impact, that kind of works as our overshoot. So dash attack or dash short hop rising fair, because that's something I saw you doing quite a bit too, and it's good when we put it into this context. So note how. So I'm gonna make a note how this structure this tree this set of options provide coverage on all 3 points, on all 3 possible position on the provide coverage versus the against the full positional RPS triangle, because this is a really important concept with Marth, because he's all about the basics, because he is such an elegantly designed character. So a lot of times it's playing well with him is identifying okay, in this scenario, does the opponent have an overshoot? In this scenario, are they restricted by their position in some way so they can't whiff punish, for example? This is kind of this is really fundamental to him, because if you know that they can't do certain things, then you know where to put your sword.
Right.
And if the sword beats everything when you know where to put it, well, that's really good for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm a big stickler for fundamentals too, because I play a decent amount of traditional FGs as well, and I always, the thing I practice the most in those things are the fundamentals, rather than flashy combos or crazy mix-ups. And it works for me as a player. That's just my play style. I rely on the basics, because the basics execution-wise are solid, and they're always something you can fall back on. So that's kind of the mentality that I take there.
Perfect. So so here's what I'm going to add for the building attack patterns too. Keep an eye out for where you can enhance the basic tree above. With different by branching off in other directions off the other openers. So as an example, we have the today we used dash dance grab as a way to we use dash dance grab because it is it is accessible. It offers stronger whiff punish options, but still transitions effectively into jump. What else? Try to find some other plays that offer others. Try to find some other alternatives to that provide an undershoot and an overshoot when you begin on a dash dance setup. On when you begin on a dash dance. So like that would be the next step for that one. And it's like and then it would just be like building a tap patterns 3 it. You can use the above to just keep refining and going.
Yeah.
Like using the principles above as you gain skill and speed. Refine and look for stronger options where you can. Again, ask questions if you need ask questions here or in the chat. To bounce ideas around if you find yourself stuck. If you find yourself stuck or want a second opinion. Okay.
I have to pick Birdie's brain there too. Birdie, I've heard, is a phenomenal Marth.
He's pretty solid. He took a game from me when we played at Frame, so pretty
sick. Very
reasonable player. I've been playing Falco, and he actually almost 4-stocked me, like the game 2. But then I almost reverse 4-stocked him because I was down for I 3-stocked him the first game, so I'm like, okay, this is free, whatever, like it's easy. So then he started by gimping me 3 times, and I was like, Jesus Christ, and I was like, I'm so mad, I just want to throw my body off the level, and then I was like, no, because whenever I do that, I get really mad in the third game, and I get tilted, and I can totally win this. Like, this guy ain't shit. So I just kept. I fought really hard, and in the end, he beat me that game. But then it saved my mental. Like, if I had not done that and did not respect him as a player to try, then I would have. I think I would have blown game 3. Last thing is tech skill. So with L cancels. With L cancels, we identified how fast fall helps you hit the L cancels by tightening the fall time. We learned how L canceling during hit lag makes the window easier on falling aerials, and finally. We also learned. What was the last thing we learned? We also learned was it about it's like you can do the aerial. We also learned that you can you can input aerials and attack and fast falls at the same time, or do the fast fall before the aerial. Or do the fast fall before the aerial.
Yep.
And I think with that, is there anything? I'm going to cut the recording